Hello, good evening, everyone. Glad to have you all for this quite a different session. And after discussing about education, development, so this time today is on placements. This is probably the seventh or eighth hangout that we're doing, interacting with you all. So before we start, I can see some of the questions coming in, but just give us a couple of minutes before I introduce the folks here and I set the context. Okay. So on my left is Anant Gangola. So Anant leads the field practice and the placement team here at the Azim Premji University. Uh, he has been a practitioner for the last 30 years, working with the community, various organizations, including the government. He was working with Azim Premji Foundation, leading the state institutes. So we are lucky to have him here, giving us all the guidance for both the field practice and placements. He'll probably explain why these two are important and why these two are linked together. We have Das Anthony here from the first year. Najma was from the second year, right? So if you have anything to ask the students, right? That's why we said in the email we have students joining this. And quite interestingly, the placement cell is led and run by the students, you can say, with support from the faculty, mentors, and Anant, right? Anant, before we start taking the questions, if you could give a brief introduction about how the placement is structured here, what is the process, and then I can see a lot of questions coming in.
Okay, thank you,
Yeah,
Dr. Paul. It's
louder,
a new medium for me, but everything comes first in life. So this is first time.
If you speak a bit louder, problem, because you're slightly away from the.
Okay. So placement, as you have rightly said, it is by and large a student-driven process. So, but a student-driven process doesn't mean that the remaining communities are out of this process. So there is a lot of faculty participation. There is a cell working day night for this. But we this process, it is seen as a very um, cooperative kind of a process rather than a competitive process. So we have elected representatives from students. So they are few in number, but there are several student volunteers, and there is a general body also where we form the guidelines for the placement.
Okay.
For guidelines are two kind of guidelines. One is towards the student. What would be the guidelines for the student? And another guideline is that there is a guideline towards the organization coming here also. So that's how it is, placed. And as one more thing, because you have introduced me with the field practice and placement thing, so that is important to state here.
True.
That in our master's program, there are minimum 3 long duration field practice segments in all our 3 master's program. And this is the time where, as an institution, we are engaging with different organizations.
That's correct.
So there are partner organizations, who host our students. So internship is also one time, where
right.
Organizations have seen our students, and that's how they got interested in coming in for the recruitment. So that connect is also there. So that's the broad, context.
Got it.
But Anthony and Najma will also further explain it whenever you
Absolutely.
ask us.
Thank you. I think that was a good introduction. Let me straight away start taking the questions. Right? We used to do a longer introduction for the other session, but this time probably we'll do it quite short. So I'll take Sukanya's question first. Sukanya, your question is about placement after MA development. You written MA development studies, but let me tell you, the program here is MA development, and there's a reason why it is MA development and not development studies. So Anant, Najma, you could tell about the kind of opportunities available for MA development students who work in the sector. But we may have to repeat this.
Okay.
There'll be others joining in whenever
Yeah.
they get a chance. So we'll start with that.
So development sector is not a new sector. There are, right from grassroots organization to international organizations, trying to make a difference in social sector. And there is a lot of government-led programs are also running. Yeah. So there are, from let's say community-based organization to advocacy kind of organizations. There is a list of organizations, and most of the organizations, because in social sector, their work is to uplift the community. Do some correction at the last mile. So there are several positions, which are program coordination positions, which are program management kind of positions. There are, development communication related positions. There are positions, where somebody has to do some kind of um, policy analysis kind of thing. So there is a wide range, and with this CSR is also coming
Yeah.
up as a very very big uh, addition to this social sector. So there are several people who have some kind of interest and some kind of resources, but don't have enough understanding and ideas. So they also are interested in hiring the professionally
Fantastic.
trained people.
I'm glad that you used the word professionally trained people, because I the one question that I got asked when I went to college, and I don't remember, I think it's in Kerala. MA program करने के लिए why should I come so far? So this is not an MA program which you can do in a distance mode or anything. You need to be here too. Right. We'll come back again. Anant, I got some follow-up questions on more on the roles, but I'll take the other questions. So folks who have just joined us recently, Anant gave an introduction. We are taking the questions. We will answer every question, even if it means that we have to stay here for a couple of minutes more. Uh, I'll take the next question from Vaibhav. Vaibhav is asking, how important is the fluency of English in placement? I don't know whether that's why you could, since you're.
So I don't think you need a very good English, because if you really want to work in grassroots levels, if you really want to work in any research institute, if you want to do any kind of research, you need a local language to work there. It is necessary. English language is necessary, but it is not very necessary, I could say. So even I got a job. The first thing they asked me is whether I knew the local language or not. So the language Telugu. That's the Telugu. So you can understand how local language is important if you really want to work in a development sector. So you should know English, but it is also important to have a local language if you want to work in development sector.
Thank you. I think so. Vaibhav, the requirement of English is probably here to engage with the curriculum here, the content. We need English for reading and writing.
Yeah, in addition to what Nazima said, here we have a lot of opportunities around us. Say, like, the faculties arrange a lot of sessions. Like, it's a part of curriculum where, like, the student who doesn't know English automatically pick up English, because, like, the faculty put in a lot of effort on that too. Since, like, we are having a lot of students from rural background also, like, there are a lot of opportunity to improve the language here. So language should not be a problem here.
Fair enough. I think I'll go for the next one. Right. So there's again a very similar kind of question from Aditi. I'm taking Aditi's question. Heard that students of MA Education or Development are placed in rural areas. Is it true? So she's asking, where is the place that they'll be working when they start working?
Okay, so I would say yes. A lot of people go and work, join rural areas, because many development programs, they are designed in a way that they are to serve the rural communities. Yeah, but there are several people, who join at metros, who join at district headquarters, and broadly, even if the programs are at rural area, there is a chance that people who are coordinating a big geography would be placed in district or sub district places. Yeah, but many of our students, by their choice, want to go and work at the last mile, because they feel that they can serve well, or understand well, only once they are rooted in organization and working in the remote tribal places. Yeah, So there is a variety. People are all in metros. We have people got recruited, and many rural places, small towns and cities as well.
And also, I just want to add for this question that you have the location preference. If you don't want to take up a rural thing, you can actually go work in some other thing. If you have a program coordinator for rural area and for district headquarters, you can go. You can give your preference for that. So I don't think so. It's a problem if you want to work in rural areas. It's your own choice of how you accept the location and all.
And if I'm not wrong, some of them choose to work in the
rural
areas because
areas.
that's where they feel they'll get the real handle issues, right? Okay. So thank you, Aditi, for that question. Since we spoke about development, the kind of roles, Anant, you're best placed to answer, right? Because of your previous experience as well. The question is, job opportunities, or what is the work profile offered to MA education students? So after doing MA education program, what are the kind of
Okay, so
that's from Pallavi. Pallavi, we're answering your question.
Yeah, Pallavi, you might be aware of there are, this universalization of education is a very big initiative of our times. So several of the organization, several of the first generation learners in our lifetime are going to schools, and there are several challenges in front of your public education system. So several of the civil societies have joined the hands of the government, like Azim Premji Foundation. There is Kevalya Foundation, Pratham. There are several organizations, civil society, who want to strengthen the government's, work to improve the quality of education. Yeah, so the quantity is there. Many places and many states, the enrollment has reached to 100%. So now this issue of quality comes. So several organizations are working with the government in those programs. So a big chunk of our education people go and work with them as curriculum and content developers, as teacher trainers, as program coordinators, or several kind of works related to that. Um, but there are many students of our education, they want to go and join the schools also. So reasonably significant amount of our students go and join the schools, at times alternative schools, at times they go and join the schools not as teachers mainly, but as curriculum designers, or academic coordinators. So that's also another area. So those are the broad kind of openings available.
Fantastic. Thank
Yeah,
you.
and another small thing, this year's placement, there are several private organizations coming up with some kind of educational solutions, if I can qualify to call it that way. So they were also interested in having, trained and having a high theory oriented people to work with them. Yeah.
Very good, very good. We'll
So,
talk about
Anthony,
we'll probably have after this, once I take the question, we'll talk about the placement that happened.
Okay.
Sure. This season, I don't want to cover January to. We'll talk about that later. Since we've spoken about development and education, I'm sure there are a lot of people who have or planning to opt for the policy and governance program here. Let me tell you, we are having a hangout session tomorrow on the Master of Arts in Policy and Governance program, and Shri Krishna will cover. He will cover about the internship and the placement opportunities there. But could we just talk about?
Yeah.
I can see a lot of questions being asked about the policy and governance program, and of course, Najma is here, who has done the MA development program with public policy specialization. So we could cover that.
Yeah.
But I'll just repeat what I said. We are having a hangout session exclusively for MPG tomorrow. Over to you.
Since I did my PG with public policy specialization, I have a good I did my internship in a government institution, which our professors helped me a lot to get through that. And recently, I've placed in a government institution. all these internship experiences, everything added for this particular job, with also with my studies and with whatever subjects I have chosen. And I think here the professors are so approachable that you will get placed in internships, field projects, anything. The professors are so approachable. You'll get placed in your internships and also with your area of interest. So that's not at all a problem to choose where to go. You need not be so confused to where I have to go. I don't know what is internship. I don't know what to work there. So it's not a problem because the professors themselves design everything, what to work, what is it they're expecting from you. And for jobs, I think if you do your internships and field projects and all your research papers like well, then you'll come up with your own area of interest that you'll find a job of your own in that particular sector. This is what I can
Yeah.
say with public policy.
Absolutely. I think that if a current batch of MPG students, policy and government students, they're interning with a lot
Yes,
of organization.
organizations.
If that's the indication,
And-
I think it's quite positive.
Yeah.
It's
And
overall it's quite
also-
positive. The organizations where they're interning.
But that I would say that even professors are working very hard. That they're also trying to bring up the international organizations where you can, have groundwork and where you can work with people from all over the world in the research works. So that is a very added plus point thing for PPG.
Absolutely, absolutely. Ashish, hope that answers the question, but I'm seeing other questions. I just quickly saw somebody else, Shipra Prakash, asking the same job opportunities in CSR after pursuing NPG, but it's not just after pursuing NPG. It can be, we have CSR based roles also being offered.
Okay.
You want to talk about that, Anant?
Yeah. So you want to go about it?
Yeah. So one thing about is like during the placement session, we don't have any restrictions. Say like education students should not sit in an organization like development organization, or rather development or like development students not to sit in education organization. We don't have any such criteria. Like it's an open, and also like say being a PPG student, I have my own interest, right? Say like if I want to work in CSR, that's my interest, and like since the placement is a student-led body, like we can call organization supported by the faculties here. So that is the modern operandus here.
Excellent, excellent. So, Stuti, I think we've just picked your question. Hopefully, we've answered it. Job prospect for public policy and governance. We will cover it again tomorrow evening.
Yeah,
5 to
just
6,
one
6
more
p.m.
small thing to
Yeah,
add.
yeah, yeah.
The we this internships, is a very important and carefully done exercise in this institute. Yeah. So the selection of right kind of organizations is one of the very important thing in, because public policy is not a space where there are several people. Yeah, there is less people if you compare it with the community based organizations. Yeah. So a very like well thought of selection process is there, and internship is going to be very critical for our MPG
That's correct.
students.
I think that's the question that Shipra is asking.
Yeah.
Whether should they go out and look out for organization, or will the university help in funding?
So there is no restriction in student coming and adding another good name if they know and that's not already part of the
Yeah.
master list of the organization. Yeah. But largely because we have so many batches already there, so we have connects with the organization, and there is a pool of organization which host our students.
That's
But we
correct.
keep on adding,
That's
new organizations
Yeah.
also.
And thanks, Anand. Folks, thanks for asking those wonderful questions. Keep them coming. We will answer everyone. I know I'm going a bit slow, but we will answer all your questions. Just bear with us for a moment. I think there's a lot of questions coming on the most important part, which is the salary. So let's. I think we should answer that before
Yeah.
before going into any other questions.
So I would say that it is most important question before joining the our institute, but I don't see it as remaining the most important question towards end of the program, because I have seen many students have, you know, their critical decisions comes what kind of work he or she is going to do, what kind of organization he or she has to work with, yeah. So that's something, but currently, because this is most important question, so I would say if we take this year's placement, so it's not complete, but already 85 90% students already got placed, and I don't go into actual figures, because that's not the idea. I think that's may not be the idea of the person who is asking the question also. But 30 to 35K is the
which are
bunch where majority of our students got placed with that kind of salary. There is a few who are lower than that, and there are a few who are ahead of that. Yeah.
30 to 35.
Yeah. So,
is the majority.
yeah, but there is another element into this in our program, as it attracts a lot of diversity. There are several people coming here with 15 years of experience already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our higher range, which I do not want to overplay to, to sell this program to you, to be honest. Yeah. But there are people who got more than 6 lakh kind of annual package to 8 9 lakh kind of package also. But uh, that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I was quite conservative when people were asking me. I was telling 20,
Yeah.
25 is what I was telling. It's like the stage now.
So I choose to be honest, rather than conservative.
No, I think the comparison, to be frank, most of them are comparing this or asking, this is what I would get in an IT career or a BPO where I go and work. Is it as good as that? But I think it's much
I
more.
think if people want to end up in a career, then this is a good thing.
Yeah,
If people want to end up in a job, then they have. The career and
Fantastic.
job is very different.
Sir,
Fantastic.
and I guess like
I'll remember this.
we both can be examples.
Please, Anthony. Yeah, yeah. 3 years. How did I forget? So Anthony has spent 3 years fixing bugs and testing, running test cycles for a large IT organization. Over to you. Yeah.
So to answer this question, like I myself worked in an MNC, say like Cognizant Technology Solution for about 3 years. Then there was a point to choose this career or go to an on-site opportunity, take up an on-site opportunity. Like same queries I had when I wrote the exam and I took my interview, right? So I did not have this opportunity. I don't know why Rajgopal sir did not arrange this for us. But like through Facebook and other things, like we got in touch with some of our seniors, and like the positive response that we got is like I'm here currently, like and I never regretted like leaving an MNC with I paid for about like working for about 3 years and coming here. It's like the I guess it's the best decision I have ever taken.
Excellent.
So I guess this would have answered the question.
Excellent. 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 So
That
now,
is what career and job difference, Anthony.
absolutely. Now let me take questions slightly in a random fashion. I'm not able to organize it in any fashion. So let me take one by one. So Reddy is Ravikant is slightly different. Is asking about don't worry about the arrival of degree. Just focus on the placements today. We would give you some time to submit your degree certificates. So don't worry about that. We'll take it later. I'll take a question from. There was a follow-up question coming from Geetika. Whether the placements are also with corporates, but the question is, do the courses also prepare us for corporate consulting? So you'll have to elaborate it a little bit more, Geetika, as to what you mean by consulting. Are you talking about a role in the CSR role where they have to engage with a lot of NGOs? That's also to me is consulting. If you could elaborate a bit more, we'll be able to answer. Okay. I'll take Shailesh's question. Interesting. What kind of employers does the university prefer more, right, in the placement process? Is it NGOs, corporates, or government institutions? So,
Okay, so I would say we go with the student choice, and there is nobody who has a overriding preference in our eyes, and there is nobody who is a, a kind of untouchable for us in terms of placement. But we don't worry too much about the placement, because the 2 year program is quite intense, yeah, and it helps the students to make their own independent decisions, you know. So it's not a forced kind of, effort by the university as an education institution. So we want to see our students are, in a position after doing 2 years program, that they make an independent choice. We certainly work towards, creating reflective practitioners, because in social sector, mostly, out of passion, people were working, and I'm not saying it to demean their passion. It is required for social sector, but we want that the passion is clubbed with a lot of theoretical understanding, as well as intellectual kind of rigor, so that the passion gets, another wheel to drive the person. So the placement cell doesn't have a preference in our students. It's a student's choice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah. I think that's good, student. Thank you very much. Sailesh, hope that answers your question. But there was a follow-up question. I'm not able to pick it. But a government organization coming here, uh,
I don't think so,
will they? Will can
government,
they?
because yeah,
Mhm.
because government is one thing that you get opportunities and you have to search for them, because government doesn't come to the institutions to take students, rather they would bring some fellowship programs or some contractual basis jobs, and you have to attend some government exams by your own to get a job in that. So
Yeah, yeah.
So, but you can tell that,
tell
like,
What was your approach?
Yeah.
yeah. So recently, since I belong to Andhra Pradesh, recently there is a, notification for urban planners and infrastructure planners for Amrut under flagship program, which is called Amrut. For a national from national, it's a centrally sponsored program. So the notification have come. I was searching for few jobs, and I always check these websites of government research institutes and all. So that is how I come to know that there is some notification have come, and I've applied. I've submitted my resumes and all, whatever things that were asked by them, and then I got shortlisted, and I just been through the process, whatever they asked me to submit, whatever they told me to do, a kind of research and submit. That is how I finished all my works and then attended the interview and qualified. So I think you have to keep a check if you're really interested to work in government institutions, that what are those opportunities that are coming in all the states, not only in AP, but I would say in all the states.
Thank you, Najma. I think that's so. Folks who are asking questions on MPG, I'm just reminding we have a session tomorrow with Krishna from 5 to 6, exclusively for masters in policy and governance. So we would cover that. So research opportunities available in India and abroad after MPG Shipra, we would take that tomorrow. Surely, if you could, if you're available tomorrow. Uh, Ashish, again, I'll have to keep it for tomorrow. Asking, are you expecting government organization recruiting from Azim Premji University after public policy and governance? Not PPG, but I think Nadma, you explained the way we should approach for a government job. Shah Ahmad, the process of placement in APU, I think we explained. So there's a very active placement cell which works closely with organizations. We invite them here for a placement. We have placement weeks, placement day reserved. This is a Friday, correct? Uh, that's the process, and there are some cases where if the organization is not able to come, we go to their offices and
We
then,
go there or we connect with the organization through
Organization.
Skype or
Right.
through phone calls.
for phone calls or whatever possible. So that's the overall process. So what role does this? I think one student, one candidate called and asked me while we were interacting, how can you let students run your placements? They were thinking it has to be done something by. So could you explain, Anand?
Yeah, so as I initially also said, that I think any one of the parameters in my opinion about good educational institutions, that most of the process are done jointly and different things are being led by either students or faculty. Yeah, so that's the case in Azim Premji University. Yeah, so we have generally whatever is happening, we do it jointly. Some of the things are being led by the faculties, and some of the things are being led by students. So the things faculty do, students are there, which faculty are leading, but the things which a student do, the remaining community is there to back them up. And it is, the results itself show that the placement period is still on, and we are almost done with our placements. Yeah, so there is a entire set of volunteers from our students who are just leading it, and there is a lot of peer help is happening. It's not, I was saying, it is not, placement is not a competition here. It's a movement where collaboration and collectiveness you can see in this institution. Yeah, where Nazma is helping another person to improve her CV. Yeah, or that person is helping Nazma to do a mock interview with her. Yeah, so that's how it happens, and it's quite a smooth thing. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Now I let me a lot of questions coming in. The question is from Stuti asking, do we get international NGOs for internship programs and placements? So that's one question from her.
Okay.
So I remember, Anand, we were having a chat with Krishna this morning. He was talking about uh, World Resources Institute.
Yeah.
That,
So, see, the international organization who are working in India. Yeah, so there is a difference if you are seeing that international organization. So if there is a genuine bias towards something, our bias would be for people working in the country itself. Yeah, we don't have a reservation. We are equally open and welcoming to international organizations, working for social change in the country, and we are connected with many such organizations. Yeah, so as you were referring a name, there could be a few more names. Anyone can
true.
speak about. American Indian Foundation to UNDP to several things. Yeah.
Somebody was asking the same question.
So
USA, the UNDP.
so yes, we are open and welcoming towards them.
In fact, I was going through the placement brochure. There was an entire list of organizations are there in that.
Also, just to add that,
Yeah.
as I said, you have to keep on a check because UNDP also releases every year the job opportunities for the research thing in India. Say in all over India, it has its research in public health, in public health domain, in sustainability, livelihoods. So it's just that you keep on searching and also let professors also know about this so that they can help you. That is the step I think being a student we have to take. Even we have to keep our efforts in this if you're really looking for a good career from the development sector.
Got it. Got it. So thank you. Somebody said she joined a bit late. That's fine. Though this somebody was asking whether the organizations are where are they from? Are they all Bangalore based? I'm not able to get that. But did you get across the country? If you could just
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they come from all over the places. Yeah.
we spoke about Geetika. We did talk about the package. It's coming back again. Some of the questions now people are logged in late will keep coming again. So let's do this. Package we did cover. So you
Yeah.
said majority of them got between 30 and 35K
Is the
what
monthly.
you said. Somebody was asking, the question is, I'm not able to get that. What is the maximum? Uh, this is the one. Are the companies coming to campus mostly Bangalore based? Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Across the country. Can be also from anywhere from down south till the north. Okay, now let's do a little bit about, somebody is asking if you want to start a private initiative.
So I was waiting for
So
this question.
you're waiting for that question, is it? Okay, then
You have
go
to
ahead.
speak
So
a little.
yeah, so Shubhra is asking that question, but there is a follow-up question also whether with the help of Mr. Premji is what he's asking, but we'll try to say what we are doing here at the university. That's that fund. Probably you're referring to the funding part, which we'll look at it later. Shubhra, once you come here.
Yes. So to answer the question, like here the placement process includes higher education and also the entrepreneurship activities. Say it's like life after APU. What we are going to do after the course of 2 years. So that is all together content of the placement team here. Say like here is a dedicated entrepreneurship cell here where like you can put in your ideas to be a social entrepreneurship. Like it has to be in sync with the motto of the university. That is the thing here. Say like it should contribute something to the back to society. So there is a entrepreneurship cell here. So if you have your own idea, like there are a lot of people here around who are like meant to mentor the activity. There are a lot of funding agencies also there to answer the question exactly.
Okay.
So like if there are a lot of opportunity, like if our project gets selected, we will be getting funding also. That thing is also happening. A lot of our seniors are also like currently doing this or involved into these activities. Lot of entrepreneurships activities are also encouraged here, and it's a culture of APU also. We can
I
say.
did see you were inviting some people for talks.
Yeah.
Some of the entrepreneurs were here for
So
talk about the work.
9 very prominent fellowship organizations came who want to give a kind of seed money and support such ideas. Where you have a clear idea, money is not going to be any issue, and these organizations are from Ashoka Fellowship to American Indian Foundation Fellowship to What is Fellowship to Plus Trust Fellowship. They are all very very reputed, and they came and presented their fellowships in front of our students, and we called some of our ex-students are doing some. They have done something of their own, so we have invited such people who have, from our university or from some other universities who have gone back and started something of their own, and they have interacted in Kapi and Charcha kind of
So
with
Kapi
these
and Charcha
students.
is a forum here where we literally have Kapi and then discuss things. And we invite people from outside to share their experiences having run an organization or their experiences from the field. Just quite good. Good. So I'll take the next question asking about can we go for other country for practicing field or research in education? Not other country. There are a lot of opportunities for. You're talking about higher studies.
Yeah. That also.
Yes. What?
So, in addition to like placement activities, entrepreneurship, other things, there are a lot of students who wanted to involve themselves in higher education. Say like whatever it is, MPhil or PhD or research in other abroad countries. So that becomes a very easy activity here because like many of the faculties are from abroad universities. Say there are a lot of faculties from Harvard, Oxford, like lot of reputed institutions. The faculties here are really like amazing people. Like it's an opportunity here for the students to utilize. So there is a like group of students who are interested. They come together and they do a lot of researches on this thing. Say higher education in India and also in abroad. And there are a lot of faculties who are backing up and helping us.
Yeah. So Birju, we were trying to answer your question. So there's no tie-up as such for an exchange program or anything. That's not there. But there are people, definitely a lot of people here to guide you in terms of higher studies. Uh, oh, this is Apurva Parval's question. Interesting. She's asking whether the campus placements are enough or will we have to seek jobs on our own. The document listing the organization that are participating in placement includes the campus placements or also off-campus organization. So list, I don't know which list you saw. Yeah.
Yeah, but mostly in our list, it may be the campus placement organizations might be appearing there. But the placement, one of the most interesting thing which we said earlier also, but it is good that you have asked this question again. We want to see placement as beyond jobs, and we want to see it beyond campus also. So it is not only jobs. So Nazma was referring to, career. So career is bigger than just job, and we are saying that it is not only the on-campus kind of thing. Yeah, some of our students choose to pursue their very specific interest, which has a domain or a geography kind of preference. So that there is no, the placement itself doesn't say that you can't do it at your own kind of thing. So some students choose to do it themselves also, but largely it is the placement cell which is work with the students to do it.
Thanks, Anant. I think that's. Thank you. Sanjana's question: providing a list of organizations participating. Please do send us an email. We will share that. Please do send us an email at the admissions mailbox. We will definitely send you that list. I can see a lot of questions people are typing outside the Google Hangout window. I'll take them. Just give me 5 minutes. There are many questions. Thanks, Ansita, for warning me, alerting me on those ones. Because your question, can I start my own initiative in education like school or NGO? I think that we covered that. We spoke about that. Yes, we will. You will get the guidance for that. Right. Kirti asking about placement regarding MA education, especially the fields in which we can work after completion of the course. So Anand, I told we'll have to repeat some of the questions. So I'll try attempting from whatever I have gathered. Right. So one is working in an education institution itself, not necessarily being a teacher, being curriculum developers, uh, or you could be working in NGOs which are involved in the field of education, or you could still do education which is involved only in research. Over to you.
Yeah, so just to add a few more, like there are right to education. There are, so there are organizations which are working towards the right-based organization, you can say. There are organizations which are doing some kind of policy analysis of education to understand where are the gaps, and suggesting something. So advocacy organizations are also there. So one can join, from after doing masters in education as a trainer, because several organizations are working towards capacity development of teachers or teacher educators or school management committee members and involving other stakeholders. So there are organizations working towards the functionaries, the head teachers, the leaders of education. So they are not exactly teachers, yeah, but they are the block education officers, the cluster level functionaries. So several organizations want to make it more efficient, delivery mechanism. So they are working towards that. So our students are going and joining those kind of organizations as well. And the school is one place where several big schools where academic coordination becomes a very important issue, or curriculum development and teaching learning material development also becomes important. So education students go that side also.
Somebody is asking about the opportunities after the education MA education program. He wants to work in Bihar. So Gyan Vikas, what type of offers are coming from that region is probably is asking.
Okay, so some organizations, like I know for sure that Pratham is working there. This year, Room to Read is again another international organization who has come here and recruited from here. I know about Sampark Foundation, which has recruited for Bihar state. There is another organization, if I am able to recall it rightly, is called Humana People to People Foundation, which is working with the education department of Bihar.
Yeah.
So they have also come and recruited a significant number
And
of
also
students.
one of the person, like my friend from education, he got placed in as a education coordinator in Patna.
Patna.
So yeah, I think there are so many opportunities in Bihar to work.
Fantastic. Thank you. Sukanya, sorry, I saw your question quite early. I wanted to pick it. I completely forgot it, got wrong, but this is an interesting question. Sukanya's follow-up question asking, uh, which one to prefer, whether private sector or the government organization. That's something for her to decide.
Yeah.
But this is the follow-up question is interesting. She's interested in doing GIS specialization with development. So can you elaborate on job prospects regarding that?
Yeah, I would say geographical information system, you have scope in so many research institutes. Say Indian Institute of Human Settlements in Bangalore, it requires people with software. GIS is amazing software that will add to your development course, and so many people are working on ground using this GIS software, updating everything. The other one I can tell you is Mapbox Bangalore, which is a startup program. There is a team of 17 members, and I've been more than like I've been working with them from last 1 month. It's an amazing startup if you want to work with your GIS. So there are so many opportunities. The only thing is look, keep your efforts, because I also know IHS, I also know Mapbox Bangalore. Once I started checking about this. So
Thank you, thank you. I have to admit, I've been learning as much as, or maybe much more than what they are. Okay, thank you. There was another organization that I came across was Foundation for Ecological Security.
Ecological security.
Yes, based in Anant. They're also doing
Yeah.
related to this. Okay, so Ansita, to help me, you have to pick the questions from the bottom. Is that the way it will be? Is it queued the way? It's okay, fine, thank you. I think I've been doing the reverse. Saroj, I think we answered with the work profile. For the work profile will be program managers, program coordinators, program officers, right?
Trainers,
Sorry? Trainers. So that's
Also, one of the person also placed as deputy manager and all in NISG. So
I don't want to be giving them very high.
We got job profiles for directors also, school directors, principals, vice principals.
Michelle, interesting question. What percentage of students in a particular class get placed through the placement cell? So near 90 to 90 to 100%.
Yeah,
right? Somewhere between 90 to almost everyone. There are some people who have opted out of placement this year. I'm told, because of their interest for research and higher studies.
Yeah.
Shreya C. Datta's had question. Well, with the first batch of MA in public policy, they will graduate in 2017 May. So 2017 January, the next placement, they'll participate in that. So that's the question. Any scope for internship? I think we answered that. Shreya asking a scope for internship in international organization. For yes, there is, but I think Anant said we covered it up, telling that organizations that are working within the country, with India as the context. That's the bias that we have. Education. I've been Sumant, Anant, Sumati given admission for MA in development studies. No, the program is MA development, and I'm actually going to send out a small program document explaining the entire curriculum just to know what's in here. So congratulations. Hope to see you soon. Kumar Gaurav, average package we did say it's between 30 to 35. There are some people who have got more than that, some people slightly. So that's the average package. But Anant, you said something else. That should not be the.
But that's fine. That's a kind of curiosity one has.
But some of them were in for a surprise to see where it starts. They were thinking it's somewhere between 10 and 30. That's where they were thinking.
Okay.
And that's. MA education we'll cover. Tripti, I will cover your questions slightly later, because we've been talking about MA education. International. Sudhi, yes, we answered. International organization working for India. Yes, we do have a lot of international organizations working in India that we do send for both internships and placements. Don't worry, Sumati, you're telling you were late for the session. Don't worry, you're not late. You're not at all late. You just you're fine. We're going to extend it by another 10 more minutes. We're looking at the questions coming in. We usually stop in the 1 hour, but we will. Geetika, strategic development consultancy jobs. Strategic development consultancy jobs. So we have elective courses talking about organizational forms, and I think you can you come up with. I don't know whether there's no direct course.
Direct course
as such.
but each course in its way designed and will let you know about how the like you don't have as such as a course, but I think once you're done, you'll come to know how the jobs are will be available for you.
Yeah.
I think
But
it's
there are courses specifically which helps you for program evaluation and implementation,
implementation,
monitoring.
yeah,
Yes, yes.
analysis, policy analysis courses, program implementation, evaluation, social enterprises thing where you can work with the social sector, development sectors. So yeah, even in livelihoods you have specialization, you have courses where you can analyze livelihood policy. So each domain has its own courses and curriculum. So
Thank you.
yeah.
There was a question from Shailesh. History of placement for MA development. What is the ratio between corporates and NGOs? Any placement in research agencies till LY? What does LY mean? You may know.
Last year.
Till last year. Oh, excellent. See, that's where all this time, and I've been learning this every year. So it has to be more NGOs than corporates coming in.
Yeah.
Answer is
Yeah.
simple.
Yeah,
I found
yeah.
out
I
that
think
Yeah, see,
research
but-
agencies, maybe your interest to work as an internships, because even I've been to one of the research agency for my internship, for the 6 weeks internship. So it should be your interest, but most of the NGOs may like come
Yeah.
over here. So if you're really interested in research agencies, then I say look forward for it and check, because
Again, here if students are interested in CSR, that is a group of students who are interested, right? Like here from the university, there is no criteria. Say you have to work in NGO or CSR. Or students' interest. And at the last, if we are like the students' interest is to work for CSR, CSR are coming to the campus, so
the
you can get placed.
Shaila is the way the CSR would work, the corporates would work, they will be dealing with many NGOs.
Exactly.
They'll be dealing with many NGOs. So their numbers are anyway going to be lesser than the number of NGOs. So okay, hope that answers your question. If you have follow-up question, please do ask. I'm going to pick some questions outside. Some of them have been typing in questions outside. Let me take that. Sandeep Patil. I don't know, Sandeep, if you are listening. His question is, I want to be Hindi teacher, done BA and B.Ed. Would joining MA education help in any way? Right. So that's what I have to tell Sandeep, that this is not a teacher preparatory program. But if you want to understand the education system as a whole, trying to understand larger questions of the system, how the policies, or try to find answers of why education, how is this child psychology important. It's much more a broader program than helping you to become a teacher. But we do have what we call pedagogy courses involving languages. Okay, so I just answered that question. Uh, whether being a full-time teacher is an option after ME education, that's a choice that you can decide if they want to become a teacher. But this is, I to repeat, this is not a teacher preparatory program. But I think some of our
Yeah.
candidates have chosen to, students have chosen to work as
Right.
teachers also.
Many students
Right,
are there.
many students. Bhavesh, I'm taking your question, interest to work with public sector and public health. Any health organizations coming for placements is.
yeah, most of the health specialization people, the professors bought organizations for them, helped them. Most of them like finished their training in Lucknow recently. Almost I know 6 of my friends got placed in National Institute of Public Health in Lucknow, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't, yeah. Yeah, you have
Yeah.
jobs in health sector.
And also we have a specialization here for public
Public
health.
health.
Yeah, that's correct. So, Sameer, your question: can someone work and earn while studying in ABU? Not at all. I'm not at all recommending that you keep any. You won't.
Find
You won't find time, and you shouldn't do that. You should come and discuss why you want to do that. About Prabjot, we spoke about the average salary. I'm not repeating that. Santosh, Tripti, I'm going to answer your question. Public policy, which organization? Prabjot, we'll answer that again in detail tomorrow. I'm going to take Tripti's question. Tripti, we did, I don't know what you want to know about MA in education. You want to know about the program? We will send you a program document with the entire curriculum, with also the list of some of the electives that's are on offer. But if you have a specific follow-up question on placements, please do ask. Sanjana, what kind of corporate, non-corporate careers can one expect after a specialization in sustainability as part of MA development? So any sustainability organizations?
So many, like you were talking about the Foundation for Ecological
Yeah.
Security.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big organization. It's headquarters at Anand, but it works in more than 7, 8 states. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and they have recruited a big number of the students from us. And this organization is not only coming for placement. It's not a just a placement rishta with that organization.
Yeah.
It is one of the key organization for the field practice also for us.
Absolutely.
So there are several organizations around that issue also.
Thank.
Salco is another organization
Organization.
working, towards renewable energy, and very prominent organization in the sector. So we have our students working with Salco.
Selco, Bayer, RGM, a lot of
Again,
organizations for
yeah,
sustainability are coming.
sustainability.
So this Deepthi asking prospects of MA education graduates to work with international organizations. I think she's using United Nations. I'm not sure whether she's meaning UNICEF
Hmm.
or international organizations. Has there been instances like that?
Yeah. So to answer these questions, to work in an organization such as UNESCO, UNICEF, and all, one must have a 12 years at least work experience in the field of development.
Or education?
So yeah,
whatever
so
it is.
if you are having an experience of 12 years in the field of development, you can apply for it.
So
So
not as a fresh.
yeah, so there are a lot of criterias.
So generally in international organizations, I have seen that the most critical understanding other than your degree is that how much you understand the grounds, and how much you have experience of working on the ground. So if people with what Anthony was saying, that experience and that experience, the rootedness of that experience, generally UNDP and UNICEF are a kind of organization. So this program, if you are a fresher asking this question, I would say that immediately after finishing this job, you are not going to get placed in UNICEF, but yes, you can get placed in some organization from where you can go towards UNICEF, because this program gives you, a rounded kind of understanding about whichever sector, education or development you are doing.
So this is Vikas' question. Vikas, I would say to think slightly positive. He's asking what do students who don't get placement in campus, what do they do next? I would say that most of them are going for higher studies
Higher
or
studies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So generally, the answer is that somehow, we are fortunate in that way that most of the people interested in getting placed are placed.
Huh.
Some of them are not. They want to take a break. They want to explore something. Yeah. So that's a different thing. Or they are preparing for something else. So they need. They don't need a placement. This thing. But mostly the interested students are
Placed.
placed.
fantastic. So
Yeah.
great. So we'll try to do it a bit faster. It's almost 5:30. We finished
Yeah.
1 hour, but let us answer the other questions. Ashish Kumar, I'm just picked a question asking about some specific other think tank institutes like ADRI, Bihar, or IDSA. Do they visit campus for recruitment or for internship opportunity? Is the question.
They don't as such visit the campus, but you can, whenever you have openings, because these institutes only take when they require students. They don't as such come and recruit anyone, and they need so much of experience. Even if I want to go work in any research institute, they ask me at least minimum 3 years of experience. So it depends. Like if you're really very interested, do an internship opportunity, do good work, and then approach for a job. This is what I say, because unless you don't have any experience, research institutes as such don't come and recruit you.
Okay. That's a very similar question from Sumati. I also want to pursue my career in research. The possibility the University of whether I think it was Same guy. I heard about one organization called Center for Policy and Research,
Yeah,
public policy and
public
research.
policy and
That's
research.
where somebody is doing an internship.
Yeah.
But what you say is, depending on the internship, if they show some deep
Yeah,
interest,
yes.
then
And
they
also
will-
they have the openings every year in summer. So I think once you do the internship, you get through that, then they can think about having a like giving a job or not.
Thank you. Thanks, Nazma, for that. Thank you both for answering most of the questions here. Thanks, Anant. So, Gyan Vikas, I'll take your question. Interesting. This is quite different. They're asking what is the minimum package. Asking for the highest package salary. The minimum package uh, is offering by Azim Premji Foundation. Is he asking about the foundation's package?
So I want to
Please.
not answer this
Yeah,
question,
yeah.
because we have given a general trend,
Correct.
and that would be sufficient for our kind of course student, that they are
Absolutely.
prepared to get engaged into deeper questions and sort
Yeah.
it out themselves, most of the things.
Yeah, yeah.
So what I can say as an answer that like it's more than any engineer what they are getting as fresh engineers from
Yes.
the regular institutions,
Absolutely.
and it is a very respected place, and the respect of it's going up and up with
Absolutely.
passing days.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
Absolutely. Absolutely.
if you have a interest in the sector, you want to understand it deeply, you have a flair of making a contribution towards society, you have some kind of positive unrest in yourself that why things are the way they are. So you are most welcome. With the ability of reading, writing, debating, yeah, and you should not have any questions related to your future. It is going to be brighter than you can imagine.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, Anand. So, Manu, and we were answering your question partly. And the question is, could you provide some information about corporate entities coming to hire from APU? There's a lot of questions about corporates. So, uh,
I don't know what is the background of this question, because if they are asking that, there are several organizations who have a corporate parentage to them, yeah, so which are working as NGOs, but they are either part of
Yeah.
several consortium of several corporate groups coming together and forming a civil society, not for profit organization. It's not only NGOs, they are generally registered as companies, but they are not for profit companies, yeah.
that's correct.
So they are not technically NGOs as such. So those are, many of them are coming. If you ask me how many for-profit organization come, I say that it will be 10% kind of thing.
Okay.
90% is not for-profit organizations. I'm not calling NGO also.
Yeah.
Because all the not-for-profit organization are not necessarily registered as non-government voluntary organizations. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the for-profit one could be the social enterprises also.
Yeah,
Some
in
of them are-
education, see, several of the organizations are coming up with something called, educational products or educational solutions. Yeah, so they are for-profit organizations, but working with a kind of social sensibility and social responsibility. So they are also coming, and our students are also choosing to get recruited into that.
Sure.
But there are a few organizations who came, and our students also did not find that they are, the transparent, all kind of good
Yeah.
intention.
Yeah.
So they didn't
So
sat into that.
So the selection
Yeah.
happens there.
And again, lot of organizations, opportunities are available. To name a few, also I can name, say, Shivnada School, HC, Shivnada Schools, Kotak Foundations, Murugappa groups.
Yeah,
So like,
yeah.
lot of organizations
correct.
are there.
Yeah,
You need not
that's
worry
true.
actually.
Yeah.
That is why.
So, Abhishek, I picked your question. The policy and governance, we'll have it tomorrow. The opportunities after doing this course, if the present internship are an indication, it's quite positive. So, we will have it tomorrow. Then let me pick the next one. Scope of higher studies in Vikas, I think we answered your question. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it a bit faster now. Got 5 more minutes to go. Chances for a fresher student, no, fresher and experience, all are the same.
All
I
are
don't
the
think there is
same.
any differentiation in between. We're not going to. Everyone stands a good chance. Higher studies and academics after MA education, plenty. We need people to do research, and if you look at the number of research coming out of the country in education is very less. There's lots. That's something which will require another session just to talk about higher studies opportunities.
And it includes both in India and in abroad.
Abroad too.
Both opportunities.
So,
are available.
work profile job, which education professionals, I'm going to repeat it. It could be curriculum designers, somebody who's working in teacher training institutes, working in the system, working in an NGO who's trying to make an impact in the field of education. So, but if looking for the name of the role, it could be program officers, program managers,
Coordinators.
program coordinators, somebody coordinating a fellowship program, like that. That will be the kind of role. Opting for PhD after APU, we do have people who have gone, but after working for a while. I'll connect you with, if you can write among, if you can send me an email, I will definitely connect you with folks who are thinking of pursuing a PhD or wanting to do when they have a question, burning question to answer. Right? Uh, there are opportunities. So Venkat Raghavendra, we did say what kind of organization, social organization working in the social and development sector space, many organizations, NGOs, CSR related organizations. Stuti, first batch of MPG graduating next year, the placements are going to engage with specific companies for them. Yes, Stuti, this already started. I'll do this again tomorrow. You please join Krishna's session. I'm not trying to market Sri Krishna's session on MPG, but he's more close to the ground to talk about the internship organization that they have connected with, and so the work has started. The work has started to engage for MPG placements. Kumar, thanks for asking the question. I would have forgotten the fellowship organization that came for placements is what Kumar is asking. Opportunities for fellowships when one graduates from the college.
Yeah. So I told earlier also, American Indian Foundations Fellowship came and presented their program. There is a What is Seeding Fellowship which came here and presented their thing. The Teach for India Fellowship also came. Plus Trust Fellowship also came here. Ashoka Fellowship also came. Gandhi Fellowship also came here. So you name the best fellowship available in the country, and they came here in the campus and interacted with our students. So,
And the interesting thing is like students not only got placed in as fellows, but also say like in Teach for India, there are few students who applied for the role of managers in Teach for India, and like still the process is going on. Say they are in the last phase of interview. So these sort of things also happen depending upon the experience of the students who are applying for the role.
Right.
And
Yeah, it also
also for the research, there is also a fellowship for Indian Institute of Human Settlements, where they themselves called me and told that if students can, we want Azim Premji University students to apply in this fellowship program. So recently I've connected with the professors also. So there is they also see development as an important sector, and they are encouraging Azim Premji University students to come and apply for the fellowship.
Fantastic.
So
Thank you.
this is
Thanks,
this is what the more you go, the more you understand people, the more you go attend the workshops, the more they are also interested to take students. So
Fantastic.
yeah, this is what.
Ravindranath, policy students will get placed next year only. They are still in their first year. So, but we will talk about the internship organizations tomorrow. This is interesting. Pawan, you're asking how much of geography comes under MA development. So I don't know in ecology and development whether it did not cover. So this is the question is asking. This was asked by somebody who was doing BCom, right? But very keen to work in the social sector. But the worry is, whatever I learned in commerce, am I changing my track? That's the kind of question that gets asked. So
I don't think so. If I take my own example and tell you, even I've come from a urban planning background. Development it added my thing. Like now I can see how this development, urban development, and urban planning and policy making with specialization of policy making, I can do better. Like what I can do. So it always add you. It's not that you're going out of track. Somewhere or other, you can actually link it up.
Yeah, exactly. And basically, I'm from engineering background, doing course here, so I can relate it to whatever I read also.
So, Anant, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, we'll just handle the other questions
Yeah,
and,
yeah. Okay.
and then we'll close down.
Thanks.
Thanks for being there. Okay. So, let's take one by one. Working a development program in disaster prone areas. Do you have any specific placement in this area?
Disaster prone areas.
See,
Yeah.
as such, not, but there are people worked on when the cyclone in Vishakhapatnam affected. So people started doing the research works, and people started taking up did research works with NGOs and all. You don't find always as such a job in disaster prone, but you can always link, be in a kind of research thing. So.
Yeah, and another important aspect of the placement I could say is like there are a lot of students who have keen interest on a particular area, particular field of interest, and it's not like the placement team telling them to take up a job. It's they coming and telling the placement team, "I want this kind of job, so this kind of area." There are a lot of students like so. It all depends on the student's interest, where to work, which area to work. So it depends.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll take Tripti's question. Tripti asking the placement opportunities after completion of MA education. Plenty, plenty, plenty. So many opportunities. It's working in NGOs, working in implementation of educational programs. If you can become, if your interest is to become a curriculum designer, you can do a curriculum designer. Or if you want to become a program officer or a program coordinator, managing programs, or designing it or implementing it, plenty. I can go on and on. So I'll probably just send us an email. We'll send you a separate document on replacement for MA education itself, Tripti. Uh, Taking Apurva's question, elaborate a bit more on the job profiles for MA development students and career opportunities available for people who do not want to opt for rural area.
Still have so many, plenty of opportunities.
Within thing.
Yeah.
So if you're talking about the job profile, I think I'm repeating what I said. It's will be managing programs, coordinating programs,
coordinating.
right? And in some cases it could be even implementing or monitoring maybe at a later stage in their career.
Yeah.
Right? Designing happens when you become
Even
more
program coordinator for a new region, maybe a startup kind of thing.
yes.
So you have plenty
So
of.
there are some of the NGOs which are involved in what we call a mission mode, trying to help government implement their missions. It could be a national rural health mission or a livelihood mission.
Yeah.
Working managing those kind of programs. Let me pick the next one. Career in research. Apurva, I think this is a follow-up question. What exactly person would be doing in research? That's an interesting. As in, does what requires fieldwork or only analysis part? So probably you can talk about the introduction to research course that we do in the not we you all do in the.
Yeah. So I would take my 8 weeks internship as the example. So it both included field work and analyzing the data. So I don't think research is only limited to a literature study, comparative analysis. You need to go on ground, do a field, and come back and compare what literature says and what is your comparison to that. So yeah, it's a broad sector, and you can do a lot in research.
Okay, so thank you, Birju Kumar, for that kind words. We are also enjoying as much as you are. Okay, I'll answer you. You have a last question to answer. I will take that question. I haven't forgotten about it. Pooja is asking, IAS aspirants. So what are the prospects for me? I have opted for development programs. See, this none of the programs will help you clear the IAS examination. Let me be upfront about this. It's not going to help you. But if you end up being a government officer, definitely you'll be a very good become a good bureaucrat after doing this program. But it's not going to help you.
Yeah, it's not going to help you, but in addition to it, there are a lot of UPSC aspirants in our batch also. Say one interesting aspect is like one of my friend who joined in APU. During after 2 months of time, UPSC like result came. He cleared the mains and he joined as IPS training. He went off to training. He left APU and went. There are a lot of UPSC aspirants around here.
So you let us work separately to
Separately
clear,
that-
clear the
clear that.
examinations, right? No, we're not going to one step. This is the last question. When highest amount offered, we don't really disclose the highest amount, right? So a few good organization. We'll send. I don't know your name. It's just say one step towards learning. You send us an email. We'll send you the entire list of organizations. We put it up on the website, but we will send you separately the entire list of organizations.
Another important thing will be like there are some 20 to 25 organizations newly added this time. Say like you won't be finding it in the website.
Yeah.
So it's like every year a lot of organizations are keep on adding to the
That's
list.
correct. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. Thank you, Trupti. Hope you got it. Shreyasi, can AP open dialogues with central government or a policy on recruitment in CSR sector, PSU, with ME in education, ME in development, with the central government? Oh, see, government recruitment, Shreyasi will have, they'll have specific norms.
Yes.
Right? There are specific norms. We have an active placement cell, as what Nazma was explaining, where students may look out for those things and then apply outside. But they'll have their own norms. I only know of some roles where they recruit consultants.
If it is a contract-based jobs you're looking, then you'll get through into a government thing. But you really want to work in a government sector, then there are few things that you have to qualify for getting that particular job. So
Nazma, the job that you got is, can we call it a government job?
it's a government job, but under a flagship program.
Under program, yeah.
Yeah.
That's got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
And another instance is like a guy got placed in NRL, Azam, which is a government job.
Government job. Huh.
There are few students, couple of students who got into government job.
Kumar, I don't know what you asked. Is there a kind of link between TISS and EPU? We both are trying to, both the organization students to come out of it. We are trying to make some small change in the country. So similar kind of.
At the point of time, you'll surely work together with TIS, like
Many organizations.
Yeah, many organizations.
Absolutely,
You have
absolutely. So
students from
when
TIS.
I see the interesting thing is when I interact with youngsters, ask them where are the job opportunities or career opportunities available. Everybody will mostly talk about IT, BPO, working in banks, the service sector.
Yes.
But when I talk to them about a career path in the social sector, then that's new to many of them.
True.
And then I explain where I tell them the institutes where you can go and do a master's program. We end up telling all this. All the
It's a question mark even for me when I come. Why urban planning and why MA development? This is what even in my interview people ask me. Having a background in urban planning, why do you took development and why did you study public policy specialization? What is the reason? It is you have to link up. If you need a good career, because I don't want to end up in a job. I want a career where I can grow and develop myself. So if you're looking for that opportunity, then this university is a really good thing to.
So this was asked by last time when we were doing with. Thank you, Kanjan Ravani, that you enjoyed the same. Thanks for your comments. So I've done engineering. I'm coming and doing this program. Am I changing my track? So the answer that we gave is, see, if there's no water, the solution that an engineer could come up with, come on, let's drill a bore well. But probably if he or she had done the development program, you would think, will I still get water after the next 5 years, right? After 2 years. So we'll think about watershed management and much more things so that it is a sustainable bore well. Correct? So that's it. It's all about blending your undergraduate degree with this PG degree and coupling them together.
And most of the engineers, I would say they didn't got disappointed with this course. They enjoyed. My friends who actually Anthony is actually enjoying the course. So he's a good example.
Not only engineering, I just you used the word engineering here.
Yeah, but
many people are coming from science, medical background.
True.
The medical background, or somebody has done fisheries or agriculture.
True.
And how it blends. Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing. Right. So thank you everyone for watching. It's been thoroughly enjoyed the session. I'll end with Birji Kumar's question. This is not related to placement. He's asking the language support for language
Yeah.
for somebody who's come from Hindi.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I'll leave that you to answer that question.
Yes. No, and, even I don't have a good proficiency in English. Even I don't know what I don't. Even I don't know full English. Like what is it? What is English? Like even I talk with my friends in Hindi language or in any local regional language. So I don't think so. Language is a problem. Even professors are so approachable that they will talk to you if you have a language problem. Language is never a problem.
Yes.
Whatever you talk is language.
Yeah, so in adding to it, like say there are students from almost all the states,
Yes.
and also like there are lot more number of students from rural background also. So like language is not a constraint, and also here lot of activities around this language construction is going on. Say the faculties are taking up initiatives where students can enroll, and it is a part of curriculum sort of thing where like you can go attend a session on these things in a continuous session. So automatically in the end of 2 years you will be used to the language and proficiency level it will be.
Absolutely. I think there's a follow-up question after listening to your. I think Tripti is asking. It's a Hindi medium student, so she's not feeling confident enough. Is it going to
Does
be
it?
difficult? Is that's the question Tripti is trying to ask. But see, the way I look at it is, English is required to engage. It is an English medium. It is an
Yeah.
English medium. You have to for the reading and writing, you need English language. To read and understand and then reflect.
True.
But I'm not sure in the assignments how much importance is given to see how well the grammar
Yeah.
is. It's more
Grammar
about
is
looking at
okay.
the content
Yes.
rather than how it is,
Yes.
how high sound, what high
And
sounding words you use.
I would say that Trupti, don't worry. After one semester, you will turn yourself and you will be so confident, and you will write a good response paper. You will be confident on yourself. That one semester, it's the only thing you. I'm telling you, you'll inculcate the habit of reading, understanding in English. Like
Yes.
obviously you'll learn so many things in a very less time.
I
So
think
be confident.
yeah, yeah.
Just don't think that you are coming from a Hindi medium school or Telugu medium school or any medium school. So that you need to be confident
So,
and come here.
what I this has gave me some more ideas for the next hangout. I think we should have one hangout just to talk about student life and student support here at
Support
Azim
here,
Premji
yes,
University.
yes,
I think we'll definitely do that next
Do that,
week
yeah.
and call some alumni as
Yeah.
well. What we do have a lot of support structures in terms of giving you the faculty themselves having office hours where you can walk in and talk.
Walking.
Then different English language support in terms of reading or writing.
Hmm.
But having said all that, I think what works is the peer-to-peer support.
Huh.
I'm seeing it that wonderfully working where you are sitting and reading in a group, trying to understand, hey, what is this?
Yeah.
Can we discuss? And students trying to explain to others
Others.
what they have understood. Amazing. That's what is thing is will work. So thank you all for watching. Wonderful. I think we are exceeded. I think Ansita is going to be slightly annoyed with me for exceeding it by 20-25 minutes. So Ansita works behind the screens or behind the camera to set up all those things. Thanks. So good luck. Have a very good evening. We'll see you all next week again.